Why has China suddenly gone quiet in the West Philippine Sea after years of tension and headline-grabbing confrontations? The waters, once a stage for near-daily conflict, now seem eerily calm. Is this a sign of de-escalation or a strategic pause before a bigger move? Could Beijing be preparing for a diplomatic masterstroke, perhaps waiting for a shift in U.S. leadership to propose a deal that could sideline American influence? Or is this silence a sign of internal weakness as China faces economic challenges at home? Stay with us as we unravel the real reason behind this strategic silence. To understand China's silence, which has been a topic of much debate and speculation in international circles, we need to truly grasp the nuances of their approach, the long game. It's not about immediate gains or short-term victories, but rather a carefully orchestrated plan that unfolds over decades. Beijing's assertive moves, those actions that have raised eyebrows and sparked concern, building islands, transforming submerged reefs into fortified outposts, constant patrols, a persistent presence in contested waters, were never random, impulsive acts but steps to cement, to solidify and make irreversible its claims. Each action was a calculated move in a larger strategic design. But this heavy-handed approach, this overt display of power, has backfired, creating unintended consequences and unforeseen challenges. Uniting the Philippines, galvanizing their resolve to defend their interests, the U.S., drawing them deeper into the region's security dynamics. Japan, strengthening their security alliances and regional partnerships, and Australia, all increasingly wary of China's growing influence. Against it, a coalition of nations, each with their own reasons to be concerned. Now China finds itself confronted with a dilemma, a critical juncture that demands careful consideration. Keep pushing, maintain the current course of action, and risk a stronger, more unified anti-China bloc, a formidable alliance arrayed against its ambitions, or pivot. Change direction, adopt a new strategy. The silence may signal could be interpreted as a shift from open coercion, from blatant displays of force, to quiet consolidation. A more subtle, less confrontational approach. With military outposts, these strategic assets, built and armed, equipped with advanced weaponry, China is now in a position to strengthen its hold, reinforce its control, and wait. Exercise strategic patience for the right moment, the opportune time to act. When the conditions are most favorable. This calculated approach is classic Sun Tzu, a reflection of ancient Chinese strategic thinking. Appear inactive, project an image of tranquility while preparing, all the while meticulously planning and preparing your next move, concealing your true intentions. By lowering tensions, reducing the temperature in the region, China makes it harder, creates obstacles for others to justify, to find a legitimate reason for a stronger U.S. presence, undermining the rationale for increased American military involvement. The dragon isn't sleeping, it's not dormant or inactive, it's watching, observing the landscape, calculating, assessing the situation, and waiting, patiently biding its time for the geopolitical tides, the shifting currents of global power, to shift in its favor. A quieter stance, a less aggressive posture, lets China adapt, allows it to respond more effectively to changes in Washington, to shifts in American foreign policy, or Manila, to evolving political dynamics in the Philippines, keeping its options open, maintaining strategic flexibility and optionality. This is strategy, a calculated and deliberate approach, not retreat. It's a repositioning, not a surrender of its ambitions. China's foreign policy, while seemingly assertive on the global stage, is deeply shaped by its domestic troubles and internal pressures. These challenges often dictate the nation's strategic choices. The country faces a confluence of issues, including a significant real estate crisis, with developers struggling and housing prices fluctuating, alarmingly high youth unemployment rates, leaving many graduates struggling to find suitable work, and an aging population. A demographic shift that strains social security and healthcare systems, all demanding urgent attention and resources from the central government. These internal challenges force Beijing to carefully consider its external actions, compelling it to focus inward on maintaining social and economic stability. Therefore, undertaking aggressive moves abroad becomes riskier, as it could divert attention and resources from pressing domestic needs. Any significant escalation in the West Philippine Sea, for example, could trigger international sanctions, impacting trade and economic growth, or scare off much-needed foreign investment, further exacerbating the economic situation. Consequently, President Xi's top priority, at least for the time being, is maintaining stability at home, ensuring social order and economic progress, rather than engaging in potentially destabilizing maritime adventurism. A strategic pause in assertive foreign policy allows China to weather its current economic storm and implement necessary reforms. It also allows the nation to project a more responsible and cooperative image globally, fostering better relations and trust. This apparent shift isn't an abandonment of long-term maritime ambitions or strategic goals, but rather a temporary recalibration of tactics and priorities. For now, China is strategically lowering the temperature outside in its international relations to more effectively manage the economic and social heat within its borders. Across the vast expanse of the Pacific, a silent drama unfolds, where U.S. politics add not just a layer but a whole complex system of unpredictability. It's a factor that ripples through international relations, influencing decisions and strategies on a global scale. The ever-present possibility of Donald Trump's return, a potential resurgence on the political stage to the White House, looms large. It is a scenario Beijing is watching with intense scrutiny and careful calculation. Every speech, every rally, every poll is dissected for clues. Trump's signature America First approach, with its emphasis on national interests above all else, fundamentally questioned long-standing alliances, casting doubt on the reliability of traditional partnerships. He favored transactional deals, prioritizing immediate gains over long-term commitments and strategic alliances. A second Trump term, therefore, could significantly weaken the U.S. position and the entire alliance system in Asia, potentially reshaping the geopolitical landscape. This creates unprecedented opportunities for China to expand its influence and assert its dominance. By staying strategically quiet, maintaining a low profile on the international stage, China skillfully avoids directly provoking a potentially hostile new administration in Washington. This calculated silence also keeps the door open for a potential grand bargain, a comprehensive agreement that could reshape the global order. Imagine a U.S. president driven by a singular focus on economic gains, willing to trade away regional security and stability in exchange for short-term economic concessions. A nightmare scenario for U.S. allies in the region, who rely on American protection, but potentially a significant win for Beijing, solidifying its regional dominance. Yet Trump is notoriously unpredictable. His actions often defy conventional wisdom. He could just as easily and without warning take a surprisingly hard line against China, disrupting all calculations. Therefore, China's carefully cultivated silence is both a wait-and-see approach and a strategic hedge, a calculated bet on multiple possible futures. It's about preserving maximum flexibility, maintaining options and preparing for any outcome, no matter how unexpected. Lowering tensions in the present moment strategically gives Beijing valuable room to maneuver and adapt, no matter who ultimately wins the highest office in Washington. It's a masterful display of strategic ambiguity, a calculated approach, executed at its finest. China is meticulously preparing for all possible contingencies, leaving no stone unturned, not just placing all its bets on a single preferred outcome. The current silence is, therefore, a carefully calculated move on the global chessboard, designed to maximize future leverage and strategic advantage. In the complex game of geopolitics, where nations vie for power and influence, sometimes the smartest and most effective play is to patiently wait, observe, and strategically position oneself for the opportunities that may arise. The Philippines is no longer a passive player. Under President Marcos Jr., Manila has taken a firm stand, modernizing its military and strengthening alliances with the U.S., Japan, and Australia. Joint patrols and exercises send a clear message to Beijing. Assertive transparency, publicizing Chinese aggression, has exposed China's tactics and rallied international support. Every incident now brings diplomatic protests and global scrutiny, raising the cost for Beijing. China's silence may be a reluctant admission that its old playbook no longer works. Manila's new resolve has forced Beijing to rethink its approach. The quiet is in part a testament to the Philippines' success. ASEAN, once divided, is showing signs of unity against Chinese assertiveness. Countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia are quietly upgrading defenses and pushing back. Shared experiences of Chinese incursions are fostering regional solidarity. The dream of a binding ASEAN code of conduct is gaining momentum. China's divide-and-conquer strategy is less effective as a sense of shared threat grows. Beijing's silence may be an attempt to ease regional concerns and slow ASEAN's unity. It's a charm offensive aimed at peeling support away from the Philippines' assertive stance. The region is finding its voice, and China is listening. International law remains a powerful force in this dispute. The 2016 Hague ruling invalidated China's sweeping claims and affirmed Philippine rights. While China rejects the verdict, it haunts Beijing's quest for legitimacy. Manila skillfully leverages this legal victory, keeping global attention on China's defiance of the rules-based order. China's silence may be an attempt to let the issue fade, hoping fewer incidents mean less scrutiny. But every quiet day is a reminder that the legal ghost still lingers. The world hasn't forgotten. China's quietness fits a broader global strategy. Xi Jinping's initiatives aim to present China as a responsible global leader, not a regional bully. Aggression in the West Philippine Sea undermines this image, making global charm campaigns less credible. By de-escalating locally, China hopes to win hearts and minds abroad. The silence is a tactical sacrifice for greater strategic gain. It's about shifting the narrative from confrontation to cooperation. China is trying to change the story the world tells about its rise. So what's the real reason for China's silence? It's not weakness or peace, it's a strategic pivot. China is consolidating its gains, waiting for the right moment to legitimize control, likely timed with political shifts in the US. The silence lowers urgency in Washington, eases ASEAN pressure, and lets China focus on domestic issues. Inaction becomes a powerful form of action. China is moving from intimidation to diplomatic chess, aiming to reshape the regional order without conflict. The silence is the deep breath before the plunge. Subscribe for more insights. Keep wondering. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.